Hello everyone and welcome to another Tinfoil Sunday. How's everyone doing? I hope you've had a great weekend so far. And today we have even more Flat Earth cope. Yes, they're still reeling from the results of the final experiment. If you don't know, the final experiment was a project put together by Will Duffy, Reverend Will Duffy, who got a bunch of Flat Earthers as well as some Flat Earth debunkers together, and they went to Antarctica to show that there was, in fact, a 24-hour sun, which disproves, at minimum, the current popular Flat Earth map, which looks something like this. It's the azimuthal equidistant map. So, yeah, they're trying to figure out their explanations. They're pretty interesting. Some of the cope is concerning, but, I don't know. We're gonna get into it. Should be good. Hey, Just a Peach, how's it going? Moss Sloth, thanks for 13 months, says hello, Hannah in chat. Hello right back at you. Phoenix Leftist, thanks for a 260 stream streak. That's a hell of a streak. And I think that's about it. If you want to help support the stream, you can always gift subs. That'd be great. And I think that's it. We can just get into it. Let's see how they're justifying this. Here's my concern. I've noticed something. Flat Earth has been pretty stagnant for, like, at least a couple of years. Its peak really probably was in, like, 2017 to 2019 was, like, peak Flat Earth in terms of how much content was getting churned out and how much outside view it's getting. I think Will Duffy has made a grave error in assuming that any of this would help kill Flat Earth, when in reality, I think he accidentally gave it a shot in the arm. I haven't seen this many Flat Earth videos with this many new, like, beliefs, new hypotheses, in literally years. The funny thing is, people assume that if you give someone an argument and evidence that they're wrong, that they'll accept it. Experiments in psychology, unfortunately, have shown the opposite, and often, if you prove someone wrong, defensively, they will in fact believe the thing they believed in already even more and assume, wow, look at how much time they took into disproving us. We must be on the right track. So, yeah, accidentally, Will Duffy might have given a little shot in the arm to Flat Earth, but, you know, content for us, so I guess that's good. So let's see how Chris has dealt with this. I don't necessarily know if this whole video is about it, but he does mention the final experiment, at least in the beginning. So we'll watch those parts, at minimum.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 12/20/24. Oh, well, the Globers finally got what they wanted, their 24-hour sun. This is all they have.
Shouldn't this be also what you want, if you want to investigate what the shape of the Earth is? Again, why am I doing this? I'm rhetorically asking as though that's his actual belief. I know it's not. He believes the Earth is flat because that provides to him a psychological need that he is not getting elsewhere. Not about the facts, it's about what this mythology, it's what these beliefs give him psychologically. Is today a bingo day? I wasn't gonna play bingo just because, like, how many spots could there possibly be, but we can try. So this would be certainly Flat Earth and recording in car already. We can try to play bingo. I don't expect much. It is all Flat Earthers today, so it's possible, but...
You know, this is it, okay? They'll be gloating about this for months now.
Been reading Polte's Depot and the Brandon Jones case. Yeah, I haven't read that. I should.
Yeah, it really doesn't mean anything. I have been speaking about it, and many other Flat Earthers have been speaking about it too, that there are multiple suns. But when we say that...
Here we are. We're at the point where they're moving the goalposts. Goalpost moving on the bingo card. Hey Amber, how's it going?
We can look at...
I'm doing alright, how are you?
At it two different ways. In a digital world, I don't even think that's possible either. I think...
See how far he moves the goalposts here, by the way. He moves the goalposts to a point that is completely, like, you just can't even falsify the claims he's about to make. This is where we're getting into dangerous territory for conspiracy theories, because there are sort of two realms of conspiracy theories, right? There's maybe, like, your uncle who believes some silly things, maybe he's got, like, schizotypal personality disorder and he's into some weird stuff, but, like, he's not necessarily, like, mentally ill, right? He's not to the point where he's so far gone that, like, reality is a mystery to him. That is still in the realm of falsifiable claims, right? Someone saying, like, I think there was another shooter on the grassy knoll, you know? Not true, but it's at least a claim in reality that can, in theory, be falsified. What Chris is about to do here is to make claims that are unfalsifiable and live by them like they are scripture. When you start basing your worldview on entirely unfalsifiable claims like he's about to, it's a road to a bad time. Your delusions are only going to get worse from there because you can justify anything you want to believe.
Digitally, you have your own sun. It follows you, just like the moon. The moon follows you too, okay?
Is the moon in the room with us right now, Chris?
That could only be done through a reflection. Now, in a computer game, you're not going to want to have all your resources make multiple suns. You want it to create reflections. So we see as reflections. And that's exactly what you're looking for up there. Now, God created this. And there's got to be a reason why God would make the sun go around like that in that one particular area. In Antarctica. There's something else I want to talk to you about Antarctica too. And some politics. I'm going to throw a little politics in there too. Give you an extra.
Oh good, it's a whole smorgasbord of crazy. H-Baird says, my moon could beat up your moon, Chris. My moon is the best moon. It has a face like Millier's moon.
Bonus.
Mine's cool, but it has 2 eyes. It didn't get its eye poked out by the capsule.
It's just complete disaster with these politics. Okay. All right.
Popular media is evil? For what?
All right. Now, God wants us to figure this out. He or she, whoever it may be, okay, wants us to figure this out at some point, or maybe God doesn't want us to figure this out. I'm not really sure. Maybe God wants us just to live here in this digital world, or whatever world you want to call it, or whatever it be.
He is at the point where he has shifted the goalpost to believing that we are all in a computer simulation, to the point that his own internal logic no longer even needs to make sense because, oh well, it's all just a video game. The programmer or God or whatever can just do whatever, so if nothing has to be internally consistent, things can be broken, your syllogisms can be completely fucked, and it doesn't matter, because you believe it, and you believe you're in the fucking Matrix or whatever. So everything you believe has to be true because it's your perception, and that's where you're stuck. It's not good. It's not a good place to be trapped. We're very close to the solipsism trap for Chris. You don't want to get trapped in solipsism. It's a very lonely philosophy.
There's a lot of traffic here in a fucking parking lot, for crying out loud. It's Christmas. All the trained rats are out shopping in the middle of the afternoon.
I'm not done. I'm just concerned. Like, it concerns me continually watching Chris and these other conspiracy theorists decline. It's not even just that they're kooky, right? I find delusion interesting. It's why we do this show. I don't want to make fun of people. I don't want to, like, be like, haha, look at this person who's, like, ill or, like, believes crazy things. I'm fascinated by it, and it's not even a plateau. Watching the decline is so depressing.
You know,
Can I remind you what solipsism is? Solipsism is the philosophical belief that you, the person I am talking to, who is listening to me right now, this is the philosophical belief that you are the only actual thing that exists in the universe. Your mind, your thoughts, your sense of self are the only real things, and everything else is just an illusion. Basically brain in a jar stuff, except the brain in a jar is the only thing that exists. It's basically locking yourself off from reality and thinking that no one else is real and nothing else matters and nothing is real. It's not good. I've heard it referred to as philosophical suicide. And I think that's a pretty apt description of solipsism.
They got nothing to do. You see, you understand that? Christmas wasn't like this. Christmas was, you got around with your family.
It's to put it simply, it's a complete denial of the external world and retreating internally into yourself and believing that that is all there is.
You spoke to them, you had a great time, you sat in front of your dead tree with lights around it and stuff like that. It wasn't all about shopping and buying shit and what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for I want that.
Chris, you grew up in like the 70s and 80s, which were like peak consumer Christmas times. Do I need to pull up, like, let's see, 1980s shopping mall Christmas? Like, the 1980s are, like, an era that were, like, known for having a lot of these, like, big sales and stuff and people freaking out. Like, the 90s, you ended up getting stuff like Tickle Me Elmo, and you end up seeing movies even making fun of that with, like, Jingle All the Way. Look at all these people at a mall. A mall is basically the closest you can get as a shrine to consumerism, and I like the mall. But, like,
pardon the cliche,
it's just wild to me that Chris would claim that, like, when he was a kid, Christmas wasn't about consumerism. Yes, it was!
It's fucking bullshit! And you're wasting your freaking money! Don't fall into the trap with these...
Is this the problem is capitalism? Yeah. Problem is capitalism on the bingo card.
Holidays. Okay, and... keep your mouth shut. Remember, you don't want to be outside.
Did Chris's wife tell him she's going to make him be outside if he tries to bring up Flat Earth during the holidays with family? That's the vibe I get from that statement. Hey, Jay Bizzle.
Okay. So I don't know why that would be put there. Now, I have a couple of ideas. Okay, I think God... saying, okay, you're here, you found it, this is the spot, continue on your journey, you know, try to follow the sun, and then you'll eventually hit the dome.
Thank you, that's what I was thinking of, just a peach. Cabbage Patch Kids were the 80s, because there's some really crazy footage of that. Let me show you. Cabbage Patch Kids Rush. This is when Chris was a kid, or this was when Chris was younger. This is his youth. Jericho Troy with a $10 super chat says, be careful out there, guys. Last night we had a guy in a parking lot at work screaming about drones and vaccines, and when I asked him to leave, he actually assaulted me. Things can get dangerous. Yeah, I wouldn't directly try and talk to someone who's literally ranting and yelling like that. That's dangerous. Probably unstable. Baja, Dr. Baja with a 145 stream streak. This is a crowd of people basically rioting for dolls. This is 1983, the Cabbage Patch Kid riots of 83.
Standing in front of this store at 7 o'clock this morning. The store didn't open until 9, and only a few Cabbage Patch dolls were going on sale.
Once the coupons were given out to those few parents who would be allowed to buy a doll, the word was given out that the dolls would be given out behind the store, out back at the freight entrance. And then the race was on. Otherwise dignified, calm, mannerly parents broke into a sprint.
Well, I had to take what they gave me, and they gave me a boy, and I wanted a girl. This is my second trip around. My husband works here, and I can't even get what I want.
I missed work. I'm late for work to get this for my little girl. I'm not going to tell my boss. I'm trying to get there now.
I'm so excited. We waited here since 7:30, and I was just ecstatic.
I hope kids enjoyed their gifts. Anyway, you get it. Consumerism was not invented in the 21st century. Far from it.
Now, what I mean...
Why you refused to leave home on Black Friday? I did Black Friday shopping once, I think. And I got some really good deals on Blu-rays. Hannah mentions Blu-rays on the bingo card. God damn it. But other than that, not worth it. Not generally worth it, I wouldn't think. Stone Corbell, thanks for a 25 stream streak, says, I remember my parents tried to get one of those things for me. They were very popular.
A reflective.
I think they still exist. They're smaller than they were, but like they exist somewhere probably.
Object up there. It's not tangible. You can't land on it, and the moon is the same thing too. The moon does whatever the fuck. When was the moon anyway, by the way? Why couldn't you see the moon? Well, I looked it up, and apparently the moon is only on the horizon right there at only certain times of year. That'd be nice if you could get that with the sun going around. I'd love to see that.
So you looked it up, so why are you mad?
But as usual, they are just going to gloat about this nonsense when the sun is basically a reflection. Remember the fish bowls that we used to have at the circuses or whatever you go to, amusement parks or whatever. Then you used to
The fair, like a fair thing where you'd like win a game and they'd give you a fish that'll die in 2 days.
throw that little ping pong and get it. That's basically what we're living in. Kind of like that. Now let's put a light.
I've always thought carnies were in control of the universe. Glad to be vindicated.
On top of it, okay? Or maybe just a couple of inches away. You'll see that the light reflects into several other sources around the bowl. It's the same thing. It's exactly. See, this is an amazing...
When is the redo edit of the bingo card for next year? In January? Early January?
place that we live in. God wants us to use our mind. He wants to find out who the intelligent people are, shall we say, and the NPCs. We all know who those are. Those are the ones shopping, going around just mindlessly, not knowing what to do anymore, or where to go, or who they're going to vote.
It's so interesting that Chris apparently sees people walking around outside and just thinks he can intuit their internal state. Like, because he can't directly hear their thoughts, he must assume their heads are empty. They're just vacuous beings without a thought in the world. Not true. Not true of most people. Stop trying to act like other human beings aren't people. So tired of the NPC crap.
Or who's getting married to who on whatever soap opera that they're watching. You know what really pisses me off when I was at physical therapy the other day? They were all talking about something. I couldn't even...
Tea Time Tea says, God is a carny who set up Earth as a cool ride and then had to leave for another fair.
And figure out what the hell they were talking about. They were talking
Falling apart!
about someone getting married and why this one's cheating on that one. But I thought they were talking like real life stuff here. But no, they were talking about some fucking show that they were watching.
My goodness, people enjoying a piece of entertainment together and socializing interpersonally through the shared enjoyment of said entertainment? That's nuts. Don't you find that entertaining, or interesting, rather? Chris treats his misanthropy and what is probably, frankly, depression, because he always seems sad and upset and doesn't enjoy anything he used to enjoy anymore, which are hallmark signs of depression. And instead of recognizing maybe he has a problem, he's decided everything that brings people joy is just stupid and they're idiots for liking it. That's so unhealthy. He's imprisoned himself in his own sadness. What a bummer. H-Beard says CC's internal monologue.
All humans are vermin in the eyes of Morbo.
I'm like, wouldn't it be nice if everybody was talking about flat Earth and all of us were
No, I would find that exhausting. That would be like being at work all the time.
trying to figure out what we're living in? That would be a nice time. That time will come soon. It will.
And there's that millennialist belief that it's just around the corner. The Great Awakening, just around the corner. Everyone's gonna see I'm right. Everyone's gonna know I was right all along.
Simple as that.
It's always right around the corner. It's always tomorrow.
So let them gloat, let them enjoy themselves. They're finally going to get sick of it. We have so much stuff regarding flat Earth, no curvature, NASA lies. I mean, we've got so much stuff. Why are there harnesses there? Why can't they just shoot a rocket off into space and have it go straight up, just like your amateur rockets do? They go straight.
Because that's not an efficient way to achieve orbit. Can't do that reasonably, just to be clear. Anyone who's played Kerbal Space Program is aware of that. The reason that you do this is so that you can fight against Earth's, basically, your momentum that you've gained from the Earth, so you can get out of its inertial reference frame.
Straight up. They don't
You're only one day away. We always are.
curve, and just put a fucking camera on the bottom. Put cameras on the side.
They have put cameras on rockets for a long time. You can look at photos of rockets taking off and the different, why am I blanking on the word right now? The different segments of the rocket will come off and you can watch. Flat Earthers just claim all those are fake.
I want to see this go. I want to see the horizon disappear.
Stages, thank you.
I want to see this fake supposed spinning wet ball disappear into a small little dot while this rocket exits the area. They'll never do.
DC also forgets the idea of water cooler talk in the 90s, Ally McBeal in 90210. I don't even think it's just that. I think he thinks back to stuff like that and thinks it's a psyop, basically. He thinks that it's like to trap people in frivolity instead of seeing the shape of the Earth. He's saying it goes back into human history, the ancient history of at least the 90s. No, but like, I think he thinks it goes back a long ways and that all this stuff is bred in circuses, basically.
Do it. They can't do it because it doesn't exist. The
Flurfers versus Globalists is streaming on Twitch. I don't know who that is.
highest rocket
Is that a person I should recognize in the Flat Earth community in particular?
that we sent up there only went 73 miles. That's it. That's the highest spot it went. And it stopped. He's not even a flat earther, that amateur rocketeer. What it stopped in, we're not sure. Could that be super cold water or something? I don't know. I think that's what it is. All I know is what we live in is highly reflective. It's like a generator, basically. God doesn't have to do anything. I don't even think there's a need of janitors around here. You know, I think it's just a terrarium that we live in. It's just running on its own. It's gathering energy from all of these suns, all of these light sources, and it just continues on and on and on until the civilization disappears. Maybe it's a reboot. In the digital world, it would be. I mean, there's just so many things we need to learn. But I think God put that there for a reason, though. I really do. There's got to be a reason for it. And also, with Antarctica, you know, some of the weather apps that I have, there's one in particular.
He has multiple weather apps?
You can go in and it's got this little asterisk, and when you go into like Texas or Tennessee or something, or Florida or whatever it be, it'll tell you exactly what the temperature is. And I always go down to Antarctica, you know, and basically what it shows, his representation of Antarctica is just this big white, you know, strip on the bottom. That's it. And then all these continents up there, because they don't know what to do with it, you know. So basically it's just this big white strip. And
What do you mean they don't know what to do with it? That's what the projection does. They don't know what to do with it. Do you know what a map is? I don't feel like Chris even knows what a map, like why maps look the way they do, or what the purpose of maps is. I'm so confused how he views maps.
it's probably about, you know, I'd say about, on my phone, it's probably about 1/4 of an inch thick. In width. But you go down there and that gives you the temperature of what Antarctica is. And I always see like, there's one area that's always minus 42 degrees. There's some areas by the peninsula that are like 34, 40 degrees. Not bad. It's like a ski day on a ski mountain, basically. You know, 35 degrees, that's warm on a ski mountain. You don't even need a jacket.
I would wear a jacket in 35 degrees. That's 3 degrees from freezing in Fahrenheit. What are you talking about?
And when they were down there, most of them weren't even wearing jackets.
Yeah, it's summer in Antarctica, and they were in a relatively calm area during calm weather. They left before the storm started.
So,
Nerdy with 105 stream streaks says the amount of thought Chris puts into being wrong. Imagine what he could achieve by doing literally anything other than flat Earth research.
but
Oh, by the way, we are doing a Patreon and YouTube member only stream after normal stream today. So if you'd like to be a part of that, we're going to look at some other conspiracy theorists, including one I don't watch on regular stream anymore, but watch on the member only stream sometimes, and some other stuff. So if you want to be a part of that, join the Patreon or become a YouTube member.
you know, my point is, and also because they don't see any guns or military, well, they were chaperoned over there. Okay, all right, they weren't flown over there on a private jet with somebody. Okay, they were actually chaperoned over there. You have to stay in this area. You can't go out. But what are you going to do anyway when you get down there? I mean, you're going to have to go hundreds, maybe 1,000 miles to get to the dome. Nobody has the resources to do that. You have to go down there with a yacht or something. You
A
have to have
yacht?
a helicopter.
In his head is a yacht, something that's good for breaking through. Not even breaking through. Wait. It's the Antarctic. It's land. It's not the Arctic. In the Arctic, you can get a ship that, like, will bust through the ice in theory. But you can't do that in the Antarctic. The Antarctic is a continent. There's ice on top, but it is land. You can't drive a boat through the land. Aw.
You've got to have something in order to fly in the sky and get all the way out there and to get to
Planes have literally flown over Antarctica. What are you talking about? They were in the interior of Antarctica. They flew a plane to get there.
the dome. It's possible. But anyway, back to what I was talking about with the sun. This proves that there's a dome. That's what this proves. That we are definitely in a container. That we're definitely...
See what I mean? Oh, the final experiment happened, and the flat Earth belief was disproven, and Chris and other flat Earthers have instead said, actually, this proves what we believe all along! Because they have to, because this is their identity, and you do not throw away your identity over something as frivolous as facts.
Definitely in a reflective container, reflecting all of these suns, and that's what you're seeing. One area, it goes around, and it just stays there for 24 hours. But I also think that God is telling that person who's down there, saying, come on, come a little further. There's something else to see over here. You're not done. You're not finished. It's not only the sun. You've got to continue on with your journey. Made it simple. It's all flat down there. You don't have any mountains to worry about or anything. They just go all flat land all the way to the ice wall. Now remember, when we say ice wall, it's not where the shoreline is. The ice wall continues and gradually goes up. That's why it's the highest area in the entire world.
Nope. Incorrect.
The tallest area, shall we say, is the ice wall, and it's all the way over by the dome.
Again, there is no dome, there's no ice wall, they went to Antarctica, other people have been to Antarctica, those things do not exist.
Anyway, it's an incredible thing to see.
Hey, Paul the Potato, how's it going?
While I was looking at it, I have to say, the sun just, it looks kind of like a blob, doesn't it? But you're recording it, so it's never going to look the way
They
it
needed a glare filter.
looks with your own eyes, but I understand that. But it's good to see. Now we have raw data, you know, of exactly what's going on down there, except the bullshit that we have, because we all, unfortunately, it looked like this thing was not going around in a circle. Nobody ever recorded it. All the scientific bullshit that they're doing.
They did record it going around. So I guess he just didn't see that, and as we all know with Chris, if he didn't see it, it doesn't exist, because he's a genius, and if he doesn't already intuit it, or already have seen it, it doesn't exist.
Down there, they never recorded the 24-hour sun.
They did.
They've given us clips of bullshit, that's it, you know?
Oh, everything I see that I don't like is bullshit. Show me thing. Shows thing. That's bullshit. Why don't you show me thing? Shows thing again. No, that thing's bullshit. I mean the thing.
Finally got it, and that's great. But once again,
We have completely automated motorized goalposts. It really is the future.
it's a reflection. The main source is, now I'm starting to think, after seeing this, the main source might be outside the dome, and it's actually, it could be. I don't know. It's hard to explain of how we're getting all these reflections, you know, with the sun. I know we have our own sun. Each of us have our own perspective of looking at the sun. That can't work with a star. It's impossible for that to work
It's almost like you don't understand the concept very well.
with a star. Just impossible. You couldn't drive a mile and see it in a totally different area. And I see it there, and a mile down, I see it over there, or not even. You can go maybe 100 feet or 50 feet, and you're seeing it in a totally different area in the sky. And that's...
What? No, you don't? What? You think the sun is moving because you're looking at it from a different perspective?
same as the moon. It's absolutely incredible.
What?
Now, but politics. David Newsom, is that his name? The mayor out of California who's destroyed California is a candidacy for the Democrats for the 2028 voting? I mean, this is how stupid politics are. All right, this guy has single-handedly turned California into a fucking war zone where San Francisco...
Yeah, that's definitely not hyperbolic. Do I want to see the video Chris says doesn't exist? Mute for copyright. Yeah. Mute. Nope, that didn't mute it. There we go. Maybe bye. I don't know the whole dance. Anyway, yeah, there it is. There's them filming the 24-hour sun. Might seem crazy, but it ain't no lie, baby. Bye. Remember when Burger King had the Backstreet Boys superhero toys? That was cool.
Isn't even livable. Businesses can't even last out there. New York City is slowly turning into that, but we're coming back.
Keep Lord says, Hannah, can you hit us with your definition of what an accelerationist is? I think I'm becoming one because of exactly this shit. An accelerationist is basically someone who wants things to get worse and worse because they think things won't get better until they get much worse, so they hasten bad things, or hope bad things are hastened because they think it requires that to get good, as opposed to someone who is an incrementalist who is okay with incremental change. An accelerationist thinks a big societal explosion will result in a better society. Something Robespierre.
Back now. The city will be back. Mark my words. And all the bullshit with Hollywood, all the bullshit with NASA, all the stuff that's going on around you, it's all fake news. The drones, they're passing a law. There's a law that's going to be disappearing. They're trying to rewrite the law again for the December 20th, which is today. Okay? These drones that are out there, I don't know what the hell they're doing. I've yet to see one. I don't know. You know, people are speculating they're UFOs. They're trying, guys. They're trying. I know. They're trying to do the UFO thing. But until you do it on Independence Day, no one's going to believe that fucking drone up there is going to give them harm. This little thing.
So the fact that other crackpot conspiracy theorists think it's aliens makes him think the government is trying to trick people into thinking it's aliens. PSYOP on the bingo card.
It's 4 feet tall. 4 feet long. Who the fuck cares?
Does he know how long military drones are? Because, like, they're not... I don't think he knows how big the government drones are. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are smaller, like, reconnaissance drones, but they also have big fuck you drones that are not, like, 4 feet.
Oh, man. Fucking drones in New Jersey. What was that Orson Welles radio show? Didn't that take place in
War of the Worlds? Took place in New Jersey.
New Jersey? Yeah. Didn't it? See, they're trying, guys. They're rubbing it in your face. They're the radio station that yes, that's right. It was done in New Jersey. It's so much fun. It really is. There's so much shit with all of this, that if you just open your eyes, you know, and you look and you see what's going on with everything around you, and you look...
Jesus, look at... Hold on. God, look at this. Look at this. I have, like, 2 white hairs right here. It's like I got visited by Freddy Krueger. What the fuck? Oh, I hate not being young anymore. This is bullshit. Ugh.
Look at the fakeness of this ball that they lied to you about all of this time. You'll finally figure out that something's wrong. It doesn't make any sense. Why would they be feeding this to our children so you can live with it the rest of your life, thinking that you live on a spinning wet ball and that you're insignificant and you're not a person of God, you know, that you don't have potential, that you're nothing in life. I look at globe earthers as this right now, you know, just like as the presidency, you know, describing that, you know, if you believe you're going to vote for Biden, you're believing in a person who is destructive and wants to destroy.
Biden hasn't even been the candidate for, like, it's irrelevant now. Obviously, the election already happened, but, like, he wasn't even the candidate months ago. What are we doing?
The country, which he's done, basically. So you believe in that,
Is Chris one of those people that doesn't know that Biden dropped out?
Now, in the flat Earth,
like, genuinely,
my mind and many others, continuously believing in the globe hurts the children. Okay, and that's the most important.
Won't someone think of the children?
Is that the children are being lied to? Okay, and they're being grown up and brainwashed to believe all of this, to think that they're insignificant and that they have to be. I mean, look at the society at this point. This is how pathetic society is. You can have a girl who's 22, who's semi-attractive, and start talking about a certain member of a person's body and spitting on it. And then all of a sudden she becomes an overnight success.
Talking about Hawk to a girl.
Overnight. That's the society we're living in. Okay? So that's the mentality of the people that we're living in. That's how they think. And that's how sad it really is. And it disturbs me. It really does. It's a society that's ridiculous. You see, we're intrigued. Flat earthers, we're all intrigued with things. Just like, for example, when you're in the bathroom, the ones that have been set up for the, ambulatory bathrooms for the wheelchairs, and there's that little thing on the side, that little chain, it looks like a light switch, but there's actually a chain sticking out. What happens when you press it? Does somebody actually come out, or does the ambulance come? I've always.
What is he talking about? Oh, is he talking about in, like, hospitals and old age places where they have the emergency thing for if someone, like, falls off the toilet or falls in the bathroom? Yeah, nurses get called. I know that because when I was a child, I pulled on one and I was at the hospital because I didn't know what it was, and I kept pulling on it. And then I came out and there were nurses, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I didn't know, I'm sorry," and I cried.
Been curious about that. I want to see. I don't know. I want to do it. I want to just pull the switch, and I want to see what happens. Is somebody gonna come running?
I think I lied and said I thought it was how you flush the toilet, but I was just curious. But I was afraid I'd get in trouble, so I just told them I just thought it flushed the toilet.
To the rescue? Is SWAT gonna come out? What happens? See, we're curious about all of this stuff. Okay. And that's why we're flat earthers, because we finally figured out that we've been lied to, that none of this is real, that it's all bullshit. And it's great. It is absolutely wonderful. Anyway, I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos. Let me be a part of your life.
Chris is doing great. Wonder how Daniel Pratt's doing with all this stuff. Oh, not good. Cool. Peoplord with 40 bits says, "Okay, I figured it out. I'm an accelerationist. I just want to burn everything down. I don't have any plans for after, and if no delusion things would get better, but shit sure would be litty titty." I don't agree with you, but alright.
Look at that. When I take a flashlight, clearly moving left to right behind a glass of water, in the glass of water, it starts moving right to left.
And you think this is relevant to the final experiment because Just a Peach with a $3 tip says there was a lady with a picture on snuff boxes who was famous for sleeping around about 1840-ish. It's a good reason to be famous.
But because the sun moves right to left in Antarctica, it has to be a globe, Jaren. There's no
I don't think Jaren said it was a globe. He's still a flat earther.
Possible way it could be an optical illusion.
Does he understand that this is happening because of the water in the jar and not the jar? Like, does he think we're all underwater? Because if you took the water out of that jar and did the same thing with the flashlight, it wouldn't do the opposite thing that it's doing because of the optics of the water.
Huh. Sure about that, big guy? Or maybe you're just tired of scraping by on those flat earth shekels, so you decided to go back to the globe.
Again, Jeranism is not a round earther. He's still a flat earther. This is the same gentleman, Daniel Pratt.
It's unbelievable what will pass as science in this world. I mean, we all lived through the pandemic fiasco, so it's not surprising.
Yeah, thinly veiled for the shekels thing.
So, come up with this observation wherein you completely deny two possibilities. Because it's an observation and not anything near a final experiment, wherein it can, one, be faked with video, or two, you completely discount the possibility of optical illusion in your visual observations.
But you can't just, you're assuming it. Do you see the problem? If you think that there's some sort of optic trickery going on, then you need to establish that by falsifying some sort of, like, hypothesis based on the belief that it isn't, right? That's an experiment. You can't just say it and be like, checkmate, I said it could be an optical illusion, therefore it is. But that's what he's doing?
And you call yourself scientists. Then you name this entire fiasco clown show a final experiment.
No, he said shekels.
Then you've got
he said that before.
Earlobes, Tweaky Blinder. Let's have a little fun. Everybody, leave in the comments what you think Tweaky Blinder did before he started lying about flat earthers and the flat earth. My guess is he was in the circus and they would light his earlobes on fire and little mice on motorcycles would jump through them.
This is a lot of ad hom. Steve with a Q with $15 tip says, happy holidays, also happy one more costume month. That is a costume month. We did it. That's another goddamn costume month. Let's see, what are we up to? Today's day 45 of 217 of costume month, so 217 plus 30. What's that, 247? We have 247 costume days stacked up and we're on day 45. Great. We're like a fifth of the way done.
So this clown decides he's gonna make a video mocking me for saying, hey, why don't we construct something to contain some water? Again, I'm open to distances. We could do quarter mile, half mile, or a mile. A mile would be the easiest to measure, but a quarter mile, guaranteed there's an inch of curvature at least in a quarter mile.
He is Phoenix.
There's quarter mile drag strips all over this country.
Gonna wind up with more costumes than actual clothes. True. I get paid again soon, by the way, so we're gonna do the costume poll and figure out what my new costume's gonna be next.
Wherein you could physically, with your hands and a measuring device, measure that water.
I find it so interesting that he proposes this. For those that don't know, he always says this. He says, like, make a mile-long thing that has water in it, and then we'll have a device that measures, and it's like, let's imagine we did do that for a second. Let's imagine we did build on what is a flat surface, accounting for, like, height of the actual terrain versus sea level. It's flat, and we still tried to measure it for curvature, which you could theoretically do. Daniel would never accept the results of it showing that it's curved, right? He never would, so it would be a waste of everyone's time and money. Like, he's never gonna believe any tool that shows that he's wrong.
to prove whether or not there's curvature in it. Of course, for the 10 millionth time, what flat earthers and globers both know is there will be no curvature. And they will...
To be clear, people already have to take curvature into account for, like, large construction projects that go over a distance. So, for instance, bridges, large bridges in particular, like large suspension bridges, those do take curvature into account. It's a thing.
Will have no refraction excuses. There's no optical illusion involved. It's actual physical, mechanical science. So what do these brilliant scientists do? Laugh and mock and scoff at it while they present them.
He's absolutely destroying his throat. His voice does not sound like it's, like, comfy. Like he's talking like this, but like he's really, like, yelling through it, too. Ugh.
Themselves as scientists when they're nothing but deluded, compulsive, lying propagandists. Ain't that right, earlobes?
Can I get that laugh? No, that's too high. No, not sinister enough. It's too much.
He's touched on this. All right, good morning, folks. So before I forget, a couple things, channels I want to remind people of, recommend for those that haven't.
Didn't he smoke in early vids? He was smoking in that video. He had a cigarette.
Watch them.
He smokes.
Sure pretty much everybody on my channels aware of these channels. Although I wasn't.
What do they say would convince them that the Earth is a sphere? They'll come up with all sorts of vague answers to that, but it doesn't matter. If you did that directly in front of them, they would move the goalposts.
Aware of one until recently people started talking about it, but truth is stranger than fiction. As always, he's touched on this latest hot topic regarding cosmology, and the man, there's a lot of wisdom in that man, I'll say it again. And he has an incredible knack for bringing everything right back to the foundation of rock we should be building our houses on, rather than the chaotic.
This guy's not doing a bit. This guy doesn't even make money doing this. Daniel Pratt is an interesting flat earther, but he's not a popular flat earther.
Foundation of quicksand this entire flat earth globe debate is built upon. And so many, either intentionally or unintentionally.
Cosmic Cat says, I want to put a flat earther in space for 24 hours and have them see the Earth rotates below them. They would tell you afterwards it was all fake. We didn't really go into space. You put us in a capsule with, like, television screens for windows. I am telling you, they would not change their mind. This is not about facts. This is about emotional, like, mental, psychological things that they are lacking. And I'm not talking about intelligence. I am talking about feelings of inclusion, feelings of safety, feelings of agency and meaning that they are lacking in their day-to-day lives, that they are receiving from the delusion of flat Earth and also being a member of that community.
We want to keep you on. So I'll leave a link to that in the description. And then the thumbnail is a screenshot from Joseph Hanvey's video, one of them, which so many people have been.
Did any of the flat earthers that went to Antarctica change their minds? No. They admit that the sun rotates or never sets in Antarctica during the summer months, but they do not admit that the Earth is round. They have doubled down and said that it is flat. So none of them changed their mind.
Been talking about, and just,
which is annoying too, because I don't know if you guys have seen any of the articles about this. The fucking articles I've seen posted at different places online about this, the title has been like, Flat Earther admits defeat over final experiment, and it's like, that's not what happened. The title of the story implies they decided the Earth was round. They did not. They admit that there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. They are still flat earthers. Journalism is dead.
It's like, if you've been in this flat earth chaos as much as I have for the last 10 years. You can certainly understand, I'm sure, when people
So is their model updated to compensate for this new information? They're still in a period where there isn't a consensus. Some of them, like Chris, are saying multiple suns. Many are saying that the sun is an optical illusion that all of us see from different angles. It varies. There isn't any sort of consensus from the Flat Earth community right now. They're coming up with different stuff.
Start talking about a certain channel or a certain person, and it's just, you start seeing it everywhere. You're kind of like, hold on, let me check. But then, you know, I told someone, I don't have time that I used to look at stuff. And because I knew, again, how these things unfold, that the immediate push is going to be, they faked it, they faked it, they faked it. So my opinion, my stance is, I don't think they faked it. Okay? I put those channels up yesterday because I think it's a possibility that should be looked into. And there are people that are interested in. Just like it's no different than the mass pow-pow events. I've argued against coming out and immediately saying auto hoaxers for years. Simply for the fact that, what did Jesus call the devil? Satan. He was a
father of lies,
a liar and a murderer from the beginning, not a liar and a fake murderer. And it just blows my mind how many supposed Christians are just willing to automatically assume that the devil's more willing to fake murders than he is to just kill people to achieve his goals.
I guess that's good that he doesn't believe in crisis actors. I'll take that as a good thing, I guess. Peeplord says, is there a way to make Flat Earth personality hazardous? Like, these people don't believe in gravity, right? Like, it's some kind of magnetic force. It depends on, they have different beliefs. Some believe that in sort of an electric universe, which would include electromagnetism. Some believe buoyancy causes everything, which I know doesn't actually make sense. You need gravity in buoyancy, the equation for the vector. But they don't know that, and they don't care, so they just rhetorically replace gravity with buoyancy. Anyway, can we start a thing where if they have copper shoe inserts, you're immune from fall damage due to Lenz's law reacting against the Earth's gravomagnetic force? I don't think that would be good. Hello, Raiders! Welcome, welcome. I'm Hannah. Today we are looking at Flat Earthers' reactions to the final experiment, which was an endeavor put forth by a round earther to send a bunch of Flat Earthers to Antarctica to see the 24-hour sun. So the Flat Earthers are coping, basically, and trying to come up with justifications for why they saw what they saw. Welcome. If you could, check out Tina2 here on Twitch. I hope you had a great stream. Right now we're looking at Daniel Pratt, a particularly unhinged Flat Earther.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It apparently makes sense to them, so who am I to discourage?
Just a Peach with $1 tip says, I talked to someone this weekend who saw a video of a Flat Earther who said the sun does a zigzag for the 24-hour sun. And Erica, thanks for following.
Do what you're going to do. Same is no different here. If you think they faked it, come up with strong evidence and people will consider it. That's all I can say. Again, I'm not a video expert, and it kind of, to be honest, I don't have the desire or patience to dig through video like that.
Mike says it would take CIA-level deprogramming techniques to fix these people. Unfortunately, I think you're pretty on the nose with that. Not necessarily CIA, but like cult deprogramming techniques where you basically have to isolate a person and unbrainwash them using basically brainwashing tactics. For some of these people is probably the only thing that would ever bring them out of it. And I'm not necessarily advocating for that. I'm just saying I really don't know what any sort of catch-all solution would be other than helping people have better material means. Because when you are lacking in material means, you're more likely to become paranoid and fall into conspiracy theories in the first place. So that's more preventative than anything, but like, I don't know.
That there are people that do, so have at it. And when you get that strong, undeniable evidence beyond a reasonable doubt, you will persuade people. Period. I myself don't think they faked it. I think they're the ones being fooled, not fooling people. I think the power of God is letting them believe the lies they want to believe. And it's kind of like the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork. And by God, boy, this Joseph Amvey, once I finally got around to getting over there, he's put some work into it. That video I did with the jar of water the other night, just to make the point. I can't believe, again, that we have to show to these supposed globe science minds.
I think we've had enough of Daniel Pratt. Actually, there is... Well, we'll maybe come back to that later. For now, we'll move on, because we've had a decent amount of Daniel Pratt in a row. Let's see what's next.
That has been... Hello, guys who follow Fake Flip. So who is we? Who is we? That is the question that has been asked around the English-speaking world, and just gonna try and answer that. I think we have answered that question. They, who's they? Who's they? Who's we? Because when we speak to these people, they often, and they say, they whom? Who is they? These people are just conspiracies, theorists. They keep saying they, but they don't know who is they. They don't know anything. They're just conspiracy theorists. They don't know who is they, right? And we ask the same thing, because when they speak, they say we, and we don't know who is we. So we keep asking, who is we? Can they?
He is bringing up the fact that people, conspiracy theorists, often will say, they are doing this. And he's saying, we keep getting asked, who is they? I assume he'll answer.
Answer, who is we? So there are many flat earthers asking that question, who is we? Who is we? And the flat earthers don't get an answer from them. And when they ask us, who is they? We also don't have an answer for them.
Who's on first?
So basically it's us, we don't have an answer for them, and they don't have an answer for us. And the question is, who is they from here? And who is we from there? So the question is answered by a simple thing. They and we're talking about the same people, right? We are talking about the same people. Who is we?
Chiropractor.
Well, we is they.
If anyone can, gift Erica a sub.
And they is we. It's a bit philosophical. But
is this word salad? I don't know if it's word salad. It's more like, what's a better comparison? Because it feels like he's repeating himself a lot. What's like a salad but repeats? Does that sentence make sense? What's a food that's a bunch of stuff, but it repeats in a recurring order? Word sushi. Word sushi. The word sushi roll.
I think these people have revealed much more.
Trey, thanks for gifting a sub.
Than just the truth. Right? By
lasagna. Word lasagna is pretty good too.
Staging this film, this production, this...
Word kebab.
Acting, incredible, right? And sorted, because they read books to children, treating the people of mankind, treating us, treating our families, our children, our friends, treating everybody, just like in 1969, guys. In 1969, a group of people saying, we are going to show the whole world, we are going to do this and that, and we are going to prove, and they were the government of the United States back then. But back then, it was the government of the United States.
Are there any flat earthers that have made a video accepting this? Like accepting the 24-hour sun exists? I've seen some, but they basically sidestep it and go like, it's still flat. None of them have admitted the Earth is not flat. I have not seen a single flat earther give up flat Earth because of this, which is exactly what I said was going to happen. Because obviously this wasn't going to do anything.
Who said, we are going to prove to mankind, once for all, that the man can go there, to the moon. And now suddenly, a group of people saying we, and we don't know who we is.
That speech was in 61 or 60. Yeah, we choose not to go to the moon because it is easy, but because it is hard.
Now we know who they are because they is we and we is them.
We choose to go to the moon this decade and do the other things.
Right? A group of people now, the difference between back then is that it was the government
That was
of
when his head was more intact, he said that.
the United States. And now it's a bunch of YouTubers. A bunch of people like me, like me? What? No. Like you, like us. Like the YouTubers. Is it serious? Are these people YouTubers, guys? That's the first question. Before the whole thing, you know, it's very highly questionable. Highly questionable. But I think this answers, and they fantastic. They're geniuses, really. They're geniuses. But they have been exposed by going there and trying to perpetrate into humankind the same forgery that they did back then. Saying we, and we say they, and doing the same thing with a lot of technology, whatever.
He is just rambling. Lennon Cat says it's almost like they didn't logic and evidence themselves into this position and therefore can't be logicked and evidenced into a correct belief.
Hello guys who follow Fake Flip. So the final experiment is really the biggest joke of Earth, man. Really, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And do you know why I love it so much? Because the brains behind the it's really funny, really amazing. The brains behind the final experiment, they don't come from the United States. They don't come from from the countries you think they come from, like from NASA or from, I don't know,
NASA's my favorite country.
The nations or CIA, maybe, I don't know where they come from, like which agencies these are. But you think that they come from these countries, right? Nope. The final experiment comes from Brazil, the idea. And that's why the actors, that's why they had the worst actors. The acting was bad. Because the best actors are the Brazilian shills. The ones who used to sit next to me. You know, the ones who betrayed me and then betrayed God. Right? Oh, actually.
Oh! We're getting serious.
They've never been with God.
Well, Top 10 anime betrayals.
I didn't... The best part about this soap opera, the soap opera of the flat earth, the best part is that we love to see the devil getting fucked, right? We love to see...
Can't disagree there.
The devil getting fucked, and he's got really fucked up deep in the ass. The way he likes, the way they like, they love it. You know, they love it, you know. They love it. So the brain behind the final experiment used to work with me, and he got fucked. He tried to fuck another experiment that we did together. Now he fucked his own. He fucked his own experiment. And I'm going to give the biggest exposure of the internet, the worldwide, of the www. I'm going to give the biggest exposure of the www, guys, the World Wide Web. And it's not going to be in the simple video here. I'm going to record it live, right? I'm going to record live in 2 languages, okay, Portuguese and in English, the biggest exposure of the internet, okay? Because the brain, you know, behind the book that MacToon read, okay, the brain, right? He thinks he has a bigger brain than mine. He thinks he's better than me. He thinks he's superior than me, right? I'm going to...
It feels like projection.
Expose this son of a bitch. Everybody's going to know I'm loving the final experiment. Stay tuned, because now I'm a YouTuber. I thought I was not a YouTuber. You know, I thought I was a flat earther, a scientist. I thought I was a scientist, but actually I'm a YouTuber. So I'm going to give the biggest exposure of the internet. And Fake Flip channel, the channel Fake Flip, is the best channel of the internet. I thought my channel was worse than theirs. I thought my channel was worse than everybody else's. It's in fact the best of the internet, guys. And I'm laughing myself wet because the idea to those sordid, you know, sordid ideas. But in fact...
It's like Neil Breen without the movie-making ability. That's true. I miss Neil Breen. I hope he makes another one soon. Are we playing bingo? We are. I'm not sure if anyone will win, because it's all flat earthers today, but we've had some spaces, so yeah, we're playing.
much more sordid than this son of a bitch. I am worse than him. You know, he messed with the wrong guy. You know, this guy. And he's going to have to reveal which agency he works for. He's a fucking shill. You know.
Okay, so he believes that people who are flat earthers who went to the thing are secretly psyops put forth by world governments to hide the flat earth. Okay, psyop on the bingo card. We already had that, I think, but double, I guess.
Biggest of them all is from Brazil, guys. And I'm going to reveal in channel Fake Flip, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. It's going to come live, okay? It's going to come live as a gift to the whole humanity of Earth. It's going to come as a gift for free. My content is free. I never charged for a book.
I think that's pretty accurate, Amber.
Book. And the day
It's a little hard to tell because English is a second language, so I can't tell if the disorganization is a language barrier thing. But definitely I'm getting the manic vibe, for sure.
my book, the day I write my book, guys.
Disorganized, a little hard to tell.
I'm going to be even angry at those who don't buy my book. Because their books and their courses, everybody buys.
That use of the word shill is interesting, cross-pollination. I've noticed that too. I've seen other flat earthers use it as well, which is interesting. Shill, unfortunately, might become to be a thing that has a different secondary definition because of meme stock people and conspiracy theorists. Isn't language fun? Chitara says, the biggest exposure of the internet, if suppose the Earth being flat would be a massive revelation that would change what we know about science and lessen trust with the government, what was the final experiment anyways? They went to the South Pole to see, or not the South Pole, Antarctica, to see the 24-hour sun, because you can't have a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, on the azimuthal equidistant flat Earth map, which is the most popular map by flat earthers use.
Here on the internet, everybody buys their books.
Do your own research on the bingo card. I don't know if I want to say word salad, because he's repeating himself, but I think it's just a language thing.
In their courses. I wonder who's going to buy my book. But I'm going to reveal these guys. I'm going to reveal it for free. The content in channel Fake Flip is free, and I'm going to reveal this shield, the biggest one, the brain behind. Everybody thinks it's Will Duffy, right? Oh, I like him. He's quite good. He's quite good as a producer. He's good, amazing, really. Production, fantastic. He's really good at, well, green screens, chroma keys. He has to improve that part. But you know something? He was quite good. I was quite impressed. But the idea, the sordid ideas behind, I'm going to reveal them very soon, live, in English and in Portuguese. So stay tuned. As a
can't wait for that
gift for freedom of mankind, okay, we are going to get rid of the psychopaths no matter what. By hook or by crook, they are going to fall. Okay? Stay tuned. See you around.
Interesting fella. What else we've got? Sorry for the flashy.
Today we're going to take a look at the 24-hour time-lapse of the sun in Antarctica by the green screen experiment. And then
again, some of them are just saying it's outright fake, that it was a green screen, or some have been saying it's the is anyone familiar with how they shot The Mandalorian and some other projects recently with the 360-degree sort of virtual environment system? Disney has one. I'm not sure who else has one. Basically, it changes the perspective on the visuals on the 360-degree screen, depending on the camera angle. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Anyway, some flat earthers blamed that and said they were in one of those. We'll take a look at a video about that later.
And then I'm going to do my own fake sun and try to match it. Okay, so let's take a look at it. First, let's take a look at the 24-hour time-lapse that they supposedly filmed here in Antarctica really quick here, a couple of seconds.
Yeah, I don't know what the specific brand name is, I think, but yes, it's like an AR wall type thing.
All right, so now I'm gonna
That would
try
be
to.
expensive just to trick flat earthers. It would be, but you got to understand, flat earthers believe that they're at the center of a global conspiracy perpetrated by every world government, and that they're so close to proving it to the world. So while that is expensive and would be absurd, we recognize flat earthers are sort of an insignificant minority conspiracy group whose beliefs are not widespread enough to be, like, popular, at least at this time. That's not how they see themselves. They see themselves as freedom fighters who are secretly on the verge of breaking, the biggest lie of all. So to them, of course it would be worth the expense to trick them. They're this close to changing the world. That sense of self-importance that they imbue upon themselves.
To match that, okay? Really quick here. Okay, so this is my fake sun that I did. It only took
What
me
do flat earthers instead of global, terrestrial, within the realm? They use realm a lot now to describe the Earth.
a couple of minutes, because I wasn't going to spend too much time on it. And this is the sun that supposedly the green screen experiment, filmed in Antarctica. So if I would have taken at least an hour to do this sun, it would have been perfect, super perfect.
Sir, did you notice that your fake sun that you added doesn't have the same glare? It doesn't have the dynamic glare. And also yours didn't have a bunch of witnesses. But I guess you think they're all fake actors anyway, so.
The motion and everything, that you wouldn't been able to tell the difference between.
Oh, also, sorry, I keep randomly remembering things. That's my ADHD. I am doing, I believe, the unboxing of my wish list stuff and P.O. Box stuff on the 26th. I think on the 26th at least. So this is probably your last chance if you want to order something for my wish list for Christmas, or send me something for the P.O. Box. So do that if you would like. No pressure. I'm not owed anything. I just know a lot of people have already sent stuff, so I'm doing a P.O. unboxing and stuff. So, yeah.
A real sun or a fake sun.
Also, it doesn't make any shadows. True.
This shows you how easy it is to fake the sun.
Is it? The fact that you went into Photoshop and did like a boom, look at that effect, doesn't mean that it's the same thing. It's not. These people went to Antarctica.
To fake anything, pretty much. If you know how to do, green screen, video editing, photo editing, and among, other, video technology, virtual reality,
We're just saying buzzwords. Virtual reality.
It's so easy to do, The trickery is, this is pretty much Hollywood magic. David Copperfield style, Chris Angel style. It's just, you can do anything with today's technology. So let's take a look at a quick gematria before we leave.
Gematria on the bingo card and MK Ultra on the bingo card. We might get someone get a bingo. Surprised.
MK Ultra, 24 in Pythagorean numerology. Slavery, 42 in reverse Pythagorean numerology. And 40.
Isn't it great that there's like 17 different kinds of gematria? So no matter what, they can find some relevant number nested within any given phrase.
2 is the inverted number of 24. Same number. So, MK Ultra, mind control.
Ronder says you can fake anything. Okay, but did they fake it? Again, it's motivated reasoning on their part. They could have faked it, so they must have faked it because that's what needs to be true for them to maintain their current beliefs and their identity. The path of least resistance. They're always going to take the path of least resistance. Stone Corbell says, the purpose of bringing flat earthers to Antarctica is so they could say, yes, I was there and saw it, it wasn't photoshopped, but anyone who contradicts anything they think immediately becomes part of the experiment. Yeah, I don't think Will Duffy considered that.
Thought control. MK Ultra programming. It's all about programming, deception. your mind, enslave your mind. It's all about enslavement and control. So the question is,
I knew what you meant,
the
Stone
green
Corbell.
screen experiment fake the sun like I did right now? Well, that's up to you to believe or not to believe. Until then, this is Mr. Gematria, and I am the world's greatest decoder.
You got a point. Bad motherfucker.
Delusions of grandeur tend to go along with conspiracy thinking in extreme cases. Just for the record, I think I've talked about that before, but there it is.
We are live from Crusaders of the Resistance headquarters. I am
Crusaders of the Resistance headquarters. See what I mean? This isn't just some belief they hold that can change. This is their identity. They aren't just conspiracy theorists and flat earthers. They're members of the Resistance.
I'm King Nico, and we are here yet again with a third video to finally finish off this fake experiment and finish off these fake satanic.
Yeah, I've tried not to talk about that too much with the Will Duffy stuff and his creationist takes. It muddies the waters. I don't really want him involved in the debunking community. He put a lot of money towards the final experiment thing, which is interesting. Even though, of course, I knew no one was going to change their mind. It is an interesting experiment to see how they react to this. But, like, holy shit, I hope Will Duffy goes away now. Because we do not need him in the debunking community.
Freemason, Synagogue of Satan scum, right? They're done. So the flat earth is not dead. It is not obliterated. It is these...
Also, I am always a little skeptical when someone's, especially a rich pastor. Kind of feel like if you're a pastor and you're rich, you're probably doing something wrong. Just a thought.
Freemason scum that have been...
Did he say something anti-Semitic? I was thinking to myself, sorry.
These fake, satanic, Freemason, Synagogue of Satan scum.
Oh, that'd be... I think thinly veiled is... That would be thinly veiled.
Right? They're done. So the flat earth...
Like, I get that that's barely veiled, but that's the point. It's thinly veiled. In order for it to be overt, they literally have to be like, I hate... You know.
It's not dead.
And Freemasons, of course.
Not obliterated. It is these Freemason scum that have been caught. So in the previous videos, I knew what I saw, and I've been saying that they filmed it inside of a sphere type structure like the one in Las Vegas. But then thanks to someone that commented on the video, they said, look into Disney's Disney Studios, The Volume. And as soon
That's
as
what
I
it's
looked
called,
at it, I knew
The Volume.
right away that this is exactly how they were able to fake the footage for a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, which is the South Pole, which is absolutely impossible on the...
The South Pole is at the is in the Antarctic. That doesn't mean the entire Antarctic is the South Pole.
Geocentric map.
Do we know this guy? In a vacuum, maybe he just likes alliteration. Synagogue of Satan. No, Cloud Wizard. That is a common dog whistle used by conspiracy theorists to imply things about a certain group of people.
The only way you can see a 24-hour sun is in the North Pole in the summer for the summer solstice.
I hear it all the time. That's the thing about dog whistles, is that people can pick them up without understanding their deeper meaning. So it's theoretically possible. But I also think it's a dangerous game to always assume the best in people when they continually say things like that.
And that's it. So check this video out. I'm just coming on quick to share what I knew was capable with this technology and with the camera work. This thing is called The Volume. So just go on YouTube. There's most of the videos I won't be able
to be clear, this is a pretty interesting piece of technology. Like I said, this gets used in a lot of the Disney Plus shows. Some of their movies probably now too. I know Star Trek uses one, like Strange New Worlds uses one from season 2 onward. They're a cool piece of technology.
able to share because it's owned by Disney and Netflix and Amazon. So, but let me see what we can play and see here. It's setting up. So I got the subtitles on, so at least you can see what they're talking about. So here they are setting up this volume, a virtual studio, so they can. This is how the studios are recording now.
Not
And
with
each
everything, but
LED
yeah,
panel,
it is a option for expensive productions.
It forms together like you see there, like a bunch of Legos. So Amber Summerall, you just seen the live pop up on your phone. Awesome. So it's great to have you get the notification. I'm just coming on for a quick 5-10 minutes to share this information on how they faked a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. And here
I find
is
this
the
funny
proof.
because you wouldn't even need this if you really did want to fake it. They didn't, but if you wanted to fake it, we've been using like green screens for a long time. Like, look at the shooting of like the Star Wars prequel trilogy, especially like the third one, and look at how much green screen. Don't know why they think they would need the volume to do it, but they didn't anyway, so it's whatever.
Proof. So yeah, I was very quick to scream $2.3 billion astrosphere, but they could do it for a lot cheaper and a lot more efficient. And here we go. These LED panels, they could put together and come apart like Lego.
Like Lego that costs millions of dollars. So Lego.
So let me skim through this video.
Soma, thanks for gifting us
so
up.
you can just see some of the stuff they're able to do with it. So Disney uses it for all their Star Wars and Mandalorian type stuff.
That's redundant. Gitara says, so wait, is he saying that all the flat earthers that went to Antarctica are liars who know they didn't go? Or is he saying that they were tricked into walking into something like Disney's stagecraft machine? He thinks that they are actors.
Amazon Prime's using it. They can do LEDs on the ceilings too. So if that answers your question, but the camera actually, and in the 24-hour video, the camera doesn't look up. So
it doesn't look directly up because it's tracking the sun.
They could have really been outside, but during the 24-hour video time lapse, they did not pan up. So let's quickly go to it.
Yeah, they were tracking the sun. The sun wasn't directly above. It was this.
So as you noticed in this 24-hour Arctic sun time lapse, the camera only pans sideways. So it doesn't even show the roof or the ceiling of the
the roof of the sky.
Sky only shows what you can see towards the horizon. So this definitely.
So did they bring in all this snow, or
can be
because the floor is also, covered in snow.
The volume, and like I said, I saw the separation between the sky.
You can literally see a building there that people are going in and out of. Like, how are there people as far in the background as they are? Because we saw how big the volume is.
The horizon is just too fine of a line, like it's
To be clear, not only that, but A, the lighting is all exactly correct for the sun and its positions everywhere. You can see the shadows. But also, they did all sorts of other videos in Antarctica walking around, where they're clearly in Antarctica. So what's that? How did they do that?
And if it's not a green screen, because if it was green screen, you would have got a lot of spill, which is what it's called, onto the white, which would have reflected all the green screen, and it would have been impossible and very hard to clean that up. So this volume is a lot more efficient way to do things, and you should see some of the technology.
Don't worry about the lizard, Phoenix. The lizard should shut up.
They have with the cameras, it's insane. Amazon Studios is using it. The future of cinema. So let's see if I can.
Again, it's an interesting piece of technology, but you can't just point at it and go, "I think they did this." You got to justify it.
For this video. People are too quick to scream, "No, that's impossible!" But yet here it is. So it's called The Volume. I need to get this out there quick because the next videos are going to be about Project Bluebeam.
Project Bluebeam on the bingo card.
3 and all the drones. So let's skim through this. So when the camera's turning, as this guy's explaining here, make sure the subtitles are on. They're kind of like, it's going to show you. So let me see if it's
Oh my god, this guy's terrible. Fucking make a point.
So picked up by the computer in the sub-millimeter accurate at all times. What I'd like to explain next is that while we are tracking this in digital space, the accurate lens focus and aperture. So if I could, one of the, please stand on the blue little, so he's talking right now. I'm just trying to read along because there's
Benikagami says, Hannah, you know that conspiracy theorists can only deal with one argument at a time, otherwise both their brains and their theories fall apart.
No sound on this.
Thinks evidence is self-evident on the bingo card?
So Money Model says it looks like the planetarium. Amber says cool. Zane says it was supposedly only 21 degrees Fahrenheit in Antarctica, and not one of them got the sniffles, even after over an hour. This morning in 35 degrees.
Do they think you get sick from the cold and not viruses? Like, being cold can weaken your immune system. But they were in Antarctica with, like, 6 other people. There weren't that many people to catch a cold from, and they were there, like, 2 days. Jay's a proxy with 8 months says, 1 more month for my first baby. Exciting.
I got the sniffles. Yeah, my throat is dry. Like, it's colder here in Ontario than it was there.
The 4 show flip, thanks for following.
In the South Pole. Obama already gave a speech where he threatened predator drones and that we won't see it coming.
We're talking Obama on the bingo card. We're bringing up Obama.
And much joy is here. Thank you, much joy.
Obama hasn't been president for like a decade.
The official way how they did it. Just look at this virtual studio in action. Each LED can be taken apart. And
it seems like he thinks saying they could have theoretically faked it is enough evidence for him, which it's not evidence of anything. All you're saying is, look it, people film things with this new technology. Okay, now you need to link that to the thing they did and demonstrate that they're the same thing.
Each little section and put together like Lego. And then the cameras, they have special cameras that can shoot. You can look into it. This is how they're filming stuff now.
Not most things.
Without having to go from location to location. So I still believe that they actually went to Antarctica, but it's not. So let me go to my Facebook because I'm going to show you the expedition where they went.
Is this popular media is evil? No. Because he's just talking about the technology they used.
Search Antarctica. So what do I have posted on Antarctica?
He literally just going through his own Facebook posts.
Babylon, the first Antichrist. So why would the first expedition to Antarctica be called the Nimrod expedition? These people are very shady at this.
All right. I think that's enough of him. Let's see what else.
It's a few days after this final experiment. I'm still not buying it. I didn't buy it before. I just can't get over why now, in 2024, soon to be 2025. If this were real, all these years, like let's go back to the beginning of 2015 when Flat Earth was taken off, right? Why wouldn't people who lived in this environment out there in the summer, there's a lot of people out there at Antarctica in the summer.
Conspiracy theorist shows up in chat on the bingo card from YouTube chat.
Why wouldn't they have been going, wow, there's a 20...
And they might be a furry. I just want to point out, furries, you own this one again.
24-hour sun, hey guys, and maybe call the news media out and say, hey, there's this flat earth thing that's disinformation, it's a big lie, and man, we see a 24-hour sun above the horizon just like you do in the North Pole. We see it here at the South Pole. Why wouldn't they have done that back then to nip this in the bud?
Because flat earthers are not a large group of people, and people don't think about this if you're not a flat earther or someone like me who likes to talk about conspiracy theories. Do flat earthers know that no one thinks about them? Like, it is abnormal that I and a lot of you here look at flat earthers. Outside of us and other flat earthers, no one thinks about flat earthers. It's not on their mind. They don't care.
Why instead did we get fake video, right? Edited video. So it doesn't make sense. That was exculpatory evidence for the ball, which they withheld. That's like...
They're basically upset that prior to the final experiment, they called all the video from the South Pole fake, and now that they have to admit that it was real, otherwise say, like, what the other guy didn't say, it was, like, a green screen, or say it was using, CGI. They basically have to admit it, so now they're just, like, incredulous about the previous ones still, because they'd feel stupid if they had to admit that the previous ones are real, too.
You have evidence to exonerate you or set you free, and somebody's accusing you of a crime, and you have that evidence, and you don't show it. Or if you do show it, you make a fake one. Why would you make a fake if you have the real? And why not blast that? That's a big evidence for the ball. That's a big crushing blow to the flat earth.
Taz, this is the first time I'm addressing you directly. At the point where you're arguing about whether or not you can see someone's nose drip on a YouTube video, do you think that maybe you're grasping at straws? Just a thought. Fennikagami says, have you considered checking out the Turner Diaries? I've seen both Thought Slime and Telltale's video on it, and it felt like several of the CTs we've covered have either read it or heard an argument from it. For example, if you've heard individuals are atoms, but the family is a molecule, that's from the Turner Diaries. I've considered reading it. I find stuff like that interesting, but I feel like it's going to be horribly depressing for pretty obvious reasons. But maybe someday. Someday I'll cover it.
Why wouldn't you come out and just, have multiple videos, just one after another, of all the people that live there, and just make it ridiculous, overwhelm us with it? Well, they didn't. Another one, it's like you're a football team and you've got a running back that's just unstoppable. He can score almost every time he gets the ball. Yet you hold on to him for almost 8 years and you don't put him out there? And now in 2024, almost 2025, you decide...
People care about football. They don't care about flat earth.
Now we're going to put him out. He's going to start as our running back, and now we're going to start winning? This makes no sense. So that's a stumbling block. I can't get on board with this. I know there's somebody came up...
So the thing, I'll use this as an example. For those who can't see YouTube chat, this person named Taz says, I don't think I'm grasping at straws to think that I could see someone sniff or their nose run after sitting in 21 degrees Fahrenheit for over an hour. Not one person with a red nose either. Not one sniffles. This is a thing conspiracy theorists do a lot. This is fundamental to conspiracy ideology and psychology, and that is, something doesn't feel right. I have a preconceived notion of how a thing should go, and I don't want this to be true, so I'm going to latch on to that one thing that I think isn't right based on my own intuitive beliefs, therefore the whole thing is wrong. Pretty common.
with some kind of using glass
And they'll do this with any number of things.
domes or, and a mirror. I don't know, but still, that would mean that, and he's saying that this is a phenomenon that we should see. Well, again, if we did see it, why didn't they come out? I don't believe they see it.
Taz now says, it's just one of the many things, actually. I don't have time to go into the 10 other things that make it fake. See, again, they're going to point at everything that they think intuitively does not make sense to them, or they think should look different than it actually does, and they will pile these, feelings of, I don't think this seems right, and instead of trying to falsify those or do tests or anything, they'll just go, see, I feel weird about this doesn't seem right. Therefore, it's evidence that I'm right, in fact, about all the things I believe, and they're just liars. It's generally not worth trying to fight against that, because this is a person, as I've been saying, evidence isn't the point here. They have a belief that is important to their identity. It is part of who they are. And at this point, it's not about changing their opinion or finding the truth. It's about protecting that identity.
It's a nice thing you did with the glass domes and the mirror and all that, but I don't buy it, because then they would have had it. They would have been able to film a 24-hour sun going around, staying above the horizon, a 360 time lapse. But they gave us fake video.
Taz is now asking to come on stream, which I'm not going to do, because A, not a debate, bro. B, neither of us would get anywhere. So no.
It's kind of like, in all these years, I've, done a couple videos on people saying that, flat
Sammy
Earth,
forever, thanks for following.
We won't even believe footage from space. Then the same person is showing me footage from space of the Earth, and they're using duplicate clouds. There's fake clouds. Of course we're not going to believe it.
Yeah, the duplicate clouds thing is because they add clouds to the pictures at NASA.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they did. Did they film this in June at the North Pole? Is it all CGI? And a commenter on my channel, great comment, said, why haven't they advertised, hey, and made accommodations for come see the 24-hour sun in Antarctica? Why didn't they push this? They could have destroyed flat Earth years and years, 8 years.
Again, it's not a big enough thing that anyone feels the need. In their head, and this is something you see with the meme stock people too, it's this illusory, symmetrical nature to the imaginary conflict they think they're a part of. So you see this in meme stocks with Bed Bath & Beyond people or GameStop people that talk about the imaginary them, the short sellers trying to destroy them, and because they are very passionate about something, they assume that there is an equal and opposite group of people on the other side obsessing about this same thing and trying to defeat them. Flat Earthers often will be confounded that other people, especially serious people, don't care to engage with them, because in their mind, they're doing something very important. Like I talked about earlier, they're uncovering the biggest conspiracy of all time. So to them, it doesn't make sense why people aren't interacting with them more, why people aren't going out of their way to disprove Flat Earth, because they don't understand how insignificant the whole thing is to people as a whole who aren't involved in this stuff.
Years ago, but they didn't. Until now. So why is it now? Does it have to do with Trump winning the election? Because there's a whole lot of Jesus talk now? A whole lot of getting back to Jesus?
Because when I think Trump, I think getting back to Jesus.
So this was a way of getting Christians, convince them that, no, the Ball Earth model is true.
Again, he talks as though most Christians aren't already people who recognize the Earth is round. Very strange.
I don't know. The timing of it is curious. Makes no sense. Whether maybe they filmed it. There's a lot of speculation. I've heard people say, maybe they all went to the North Pole in June and filmed a 24-hour sun. Or, like I said, maybe everything's just CGI. So now you want us to believe just a video. It's Hollywood. And you don't think Hollywood's got their ear or they can consult with Hollywood people on how to do
Grumpy Old Mechanic with a $5 super chat says, didn't everyone learn about the rolled Amundsen expedition in middle school? I'm not familiar with that one.
a really great, overlapping and layering video. They can do whatever. And some people...
Ooh, this is an interesting one, too. Taz now says, I can't hold your hands in chat. Too much work. There's like an hour of work you'd have to go through to see what's going on. No biggie. Just go back to taking jabs and watching the news. Do you notice that the tone of this is very condescending? Once again, as part of his identity, it's not enough that he just believes the Earth is flat. It's that the fact that we don't think the Earth is flat makes us sheep. We're all sheeple. It's not that he has a difficulty explaining things. We're all stupid sheep that watch the news. See what I mean?
People you get supposedly in the flat Earth, whatever, that...
It's about self-aggrandizement. At least in part.
Will go along with your story? I don't know. Not saying they did, but if that was something that you wanted to use, I mean, that's easy. Remember Tiger Dan? So not buying it.
Can we get anti-vax in the bingo card for taking jabs line? We don't have anti-vax on the bingo card.
Not for a minute. And as I've covered in my videos on...
Oh, there's another one. Interesting. Pazco now says, it's been 10 years, in all caps, 10 years, and you still don't get it, and then you wore medical masks for 10 years, too. Remember when COVID lasted 2 years? 10 years, rather? Of course I'm fed up with you. My patience ran out after 2 weeks to flatten the curve. So now he's also bringing in his other unrelated grievances, including public health measures. It's like his entire argument is based entirely off of personal grievances of people and concepts he doesn't like. That doesn't seem very healthy. I wouldn't say sheeple on the bingo card. Someone has to actually say it. Sorry, Gitara. I'll get to your bits. There we go. Gitara said, or perhaps the people who went dressed for the weather? Occam's Razor's your friend, YouTube commenter.
Rotation.
No, I don't like that, Jay's a proxy. I'm not debate broing. I hate debate bro shit. I hate it. Not what we're doing. There is a flat earther, and I'm trying to use what they are saying to illustrate the particular concerns that flat earthers tend to have at the forefront of their arguments, of their discussions about the topic, and how it's revealing to what is really going on and why they believe what they do.
You would have to have, unless you're saying we're geocentric now, just this ball and the whole, everything around it, the sun, moon, and stars are rotating around us, because otherwise you need rotation for your ball to cause this look of the sun going around, because you guys say it's not the sun that's moving, it's the earth. Well, I've already debunked. And I know you guys call it the final experiment when it's really an observation. Well, here's an observation. Water, like glass, like a mirror, when the wind's not blowing. That's an observation that debunks the rotation. Everywhere on the sphere is a turn, except for the equator. That's the only place where water would want to move in a straight line. Everywhere else, the globe would be trying to force you to turn as it rotates. All the other...
This is another one that doesn't understand momentum.
Latitudes are a turn. In the northern hemisphere, it's a left turn. In the southern, it's a right turn. And water wants to go straight. Everything wants to go straight. That's why water spins to the equator of a rotating wet ball. Right? So all the water would want to move straight. So you'd have, in oceans and in big lakes, water moving for, tens of miles or whatever in a straight line, because there's nothing to make it curve until it hits the bank or other water. So you would always have turbulence in the water to some extent. You'd never have glass water. So
incorrect. Again, the water, whether it's a lake or the ocean or whatever, and the earth share a reference frame. So from the perspective of the water, it's not moving, at least not from the earth spinning.
There's my final experiment. It's actually the final observation that we're not rotating, and you need rotation.
Again, continuing with the same thing, Taz says, like I said, enjoy your medical masks, your garbage TV, news, globe trash, Elon Musk cars in space. So fake, that's why it's real, he said. You're cowards with no ability to actually think for yourselves. The corollary of that, of course, being he does think for himself. For whatever reason, Taz feels the need to feel special and feel like, unlike those sheep, I think for myself. I don't like popular things. I am an individual. I don't know. It's something. It's something about asserting agency, about asserting difference from a crowd that they just hate. I don't know. It's interesting.
To have that sun going around at the South Pole. So there, I just debunked you. That's it. This picture debunks the 24-hour sun. All right, the saga continues. So we'll talk to you guys soon.
Do.
All right, guys. I don't know how people thought they were going to trick us. RV has put out a video.
Again, notice the smugness in this guy's voice, similar to Taz's comments. He's not tricked like these sheeple. He's a little smarter than you.
There's many to come once people dissect the final experiment. It should be called the only experiment because they've done no other experiments ever. Let's go to the video. This is hilarious. Anyways, I got to get the video here, guys. Oh, yeah, it's already up. So let's just screen.
You can replicate the glass water issue by taking a train ride. Yep, if the train was going a consistent speed, not accelerating, you could have a glass of water or a tray of water or a little kiddie pool, and it would also be still.
Share the screen. Okay, we have a fake sun.
Taz now says, "Damn right, I'm eons," in all capital letters, ahead of anyone who took the, much less believes they're on a spinning wet ball hurling in 3 different directions. I find it interesting, too, that Taz seems to find himself to be a quite independent thinker, but everything he says is also the same talking points you see flat earthers repeat. I wonder if he realizes the irony in any way, you know? It's not so much that he is eschewed repeating things other people have said, he's just chosen a much smaller niche group in order to repeat from.
Let's have a peeky poo, guys. What are we seeing here on the video here? Yeah. Okay. We'll play the video through without volume. And as we come across to, we will check this out. We will back it up. And I don't think it does it on this post.
If Taz was looking for attention, he got it. Yeah, I find it interesting because what they're looking for is confrontation, right? What they want is to argue because it's through that argument that they get to make themselves feel smart. They get to make themselves feel like a freedom fighter trying to teach the sheep the truth. You're kind of given what they want when you debate with them. I'm not saying never debate or never talk. Obviously, I'm talking about Taz, you know? But in some way, any sort of interaction is feeding into what they are there for, and that is, in some way, using you to validate themselves in the things they believe.
But maybe it does, yes. The sun disappears. On that pole? Are you guys paying attention? Okay, let's run it through. Let's get back through that single pole blocks the sun. as we move on.
Yeah, doesn't understand how cameras work on the bingo card. That was 100% him mistaking the sun's glare for the sun.
To the next poll. Here we go, folks.
Nemesaur, thank you so much for gifting 10 tier 1 subs to the community.
Oops, this way. Which way are we going here? Yeah, you can't. Oh, shit. SpaghettiOs.
You want to make sure that before you say, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs is something you bring out when you know you're right. Be very careful, because you never want to be the person that says, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs when you're wrong, because then you're the asshole that said, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. You sound like a dick. You really gotta earn that uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. I'm just letting you know. Don't bring it out frivolously. You'll seem like a fool. Benigagami says, I'm curious, Taz, did you wear a shirt today? Did you shower every day? Because if you did, you're conforming as much as anyone else. If you were really as free as you think you are, you wouldn't care. But instead, it's important for you to break the rules, which means you're defining yourself by being an outsider.
Oh. You guys, I don't know why you're wasting your time watching other channels. I'm the only one telling you and showing you the facts.
He's the only one. He's the only one that knows the truth. Isn't it crazy how many conspiracy theorists are the only one that know the truth with a capital T?
If you don't want facts, go ahead, live your cartoon life. What do I care? Let's keep going. Let's back it up and go forward. Oh boy, this is not good for them. Oh, the flurfs, the earth. Oh, frick, all nerd. Peekaboo, peekaboo. Moving on to the next. It keeps on going. Of course, the sun keeps changing shape there. It's round, it's oval. I don't know what's going on here, but it's almost a triangle there, I think. Here we go, coming up to the wind sock, or whatever you want to call it, wind turbine. Which way are we going here? They've got problems. They've got problems. Here we go, frame by frame, guys. And
you got trouble, my friend. You got trouble right here in River City.
Oh, there we go. Goodbye. Hey, Mick Toon, you piece of rat shit. You devil worship.
A, MC Toon. B, I don't know if this is his video. This isn't the one I've seen. Multiple people did the 24-hour thing. This isn't one of the ones I've seen. But I don't think he understands glare. I've seen a lot of flat earthers do this, where they think the entire glare ball is the sun, and if part of it goes behind something and the glare diminishes, because if you know how cameras work, as soon as the source is covered, the glare completely disappears. But I don't think he knows that's what's happening.
Worshipper, what's up? Again, you are not honest with your subscribers. Not that you care. And neither would they care, because they probably masturbate to your face as they're watching you.
What?
It could be happening because you're...
This is a much earlier video. Is it from a completely different trip that wasn't even them?
I don't even want to say it. Not going to say it. Okay, let's keep moving. Keep moving. What? Let's... Okay, we don't want to go too fast now.
Okay, so Taz did call people sheep, so sheeple on the bingo card, and also he called us normies.
Let's go back here, or keep moving.
That's not on the bingo card, I just think it's funny.
Yeah, there's an issue here. Where's the sun?
He might be inebriated, I don't know, though. Talking about the video, not Taz.
Yeah, there. Oh, Hey, Flirts, are you getting scared? No, because you guys keep lying. Okay, keep going. To the next poll, I guess.
Mr. XMGS asks, if the Earth was flat, wouldn't the sun hover over the ground instead of following a circular trajectory in the sky? Flat Earthers, first of all, they don't all have a singular model. It's going to depend based on the group and even the individual. But most of them believe that the sun is a local light. It's not, they don't think it's a star. They think it's like a local light in the sky that literally goes around the disk of the Earth in a clock-like fashion. That's how they think it works. As for how that would function, many of them are just very religious. So the answer to them is always going to be God, which is basically just saying magic.
I'm going to skip ahead. It's not...
Ooh, God, Taz is really good for, like really epitomizing the mentality of conspiracy theorists. Taz says, these lies are all about control. They're all related. Everything's related to a conspiracy theorist. Everything's part of the larger plan. Where's my map of conspiracy? In the conspiracy mind, nothing just happens, because that would be scary, right? It's very scary to realize that, you know, there isn't really any sort of person or even group of people in charge of everything. But conspiracy theorists don't generally handle that very well. So what you end up is worldviews like this, where everything is connected, where every evil group, and there's definitely black and white evil, folks, okay? There's no gray areas. All of them are connected, and all of them are secret aspects of the same hand that controls us all. Common to the conspiracy worldview. Keep Lord says, okay, they're in Antarctica, plus Hannah mentions Blu-rays. Antarctica is where the ZPM was in Stargate, which also revealed a massive database allowing them to travel to the Pegasus galaxy, where the Atlantis city ship was abandoned there for I have bingo? You have bingo? Let me see your bingo card. Paul, what do you want me to wear for the hats off? Oh, you misclicked? Okay, sorry, I'll cancel it for you then. Rejected.
What is going on here, guys? What is going on here? Sorry, but I don't know. It's disappearing and reappearing, folks.
Of the chart, where did I get this? This was on my wish list, actually, and someone got it for me from Amazon, I believe. Hydrate, can do. Gifazoa, thanks for a 240 stream streak, only 760 to go.
This is fabulous. This is absolutely hilarious. Everybody who went there lied to your face. This is why I did not want to even pay attention to it, because there is.
Taz, let me guess, Taz, you believe in something called the Khazarian Mafia. That's just a guess, I don't know. Is that what it is? Is that who you think they is? Because Taz just said, why do you think it's... Who do you think is profiting from the artificial scarcity? That's who they is. You can figure it out. Use your normie brain. Come on, you can do it. Again, notice that the conversation has to be peppered with indications and signals that he is better than you. He is smarter than you. Because that's what the exercise is. It's about him. He's masturbating. Not literally, but he's basically mentally masturbating with this idea that, oh, I'm showing these normies. I'm so much smarter than these idiots. It's an exercise in making himself feel important and smart. Fenekagami says, I personally love when you ask a conspiracy theorist what new they bring to the table and they don't answer, but instead imply you're afraid of them.
No 24-hour sun there. It's been manipulated since the beginning. They just continued on manipulating it. Moving on, folks. I guess their computer software is having problems with keeping the sun in track. Yes, what is happening there, folks? The little dinky pole totally makes the sun disappear. No, that doesn't happen. Okay, folks, have a good one. Remember, I'm the only one telling you the truth, the honest truth. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to tell you this, but it ain't working when you're watching other YouTube channels. I don't know what their purpose is of their YouTube channels. I wish they would tell you the truth, but they never will. Okay? Time to wake up, folks. And yeah, so, all right, guys. Good luck. I'm done with this video. What do you want me to do? I'm not going to lie to you. It will never happen. Sorry. Nope. You do you. If you want to lie to your friends, your family, your wives, your children, go ahead and do it. That's your life. That ain't me, okay? And if you lie to me, you've got another thing coming, okay?
Let's take a look at the bingo card, shall we? It's been a little bit. Oh boy, we have... Doesn't understand how cameras work. Conspiracy theorist shows up in chat. Thanks for that one, Taz. Incorrectly believes evidence is self-evident. Project Bluebeam was mentioned. Doesn't understand their problem is capitalism. My research said by a non-researcher. Hannah mentions Blu-rays, word salad. Idiot says they're a genius. Clinton's, Biden's, Obama's, PSYOP, satanic. Conspiracy theorist tells on themselves. The Matrix. We've gotten a surprising amount of these, I'm gonna be honest. Thinly veiled anti-Semitism. For the Synagogue of Satan crap. Do your own research. We're all watching a movie. To be clear, this is the master sheet. Obviously, this is not the correct number up and across for bingo cards. People have different amounts. Illuminati, Freemasons, Cabal, and I think that's it. Paul the Potato with, how many bits is that? 1, 2, 3, 350, I think? Thank you for the bit. Says, Sheeple from the Steeple was me a long time, but I eventually left the church.
Remember.
Yes, Project Bluebeam as well.
They are faking the 24-hour sun, and I'm giving you 100% facts of the firmament and what stars are. I'm the only one doing that. Do you not get it?
He is special. He deserves more. It's only because of conspiracies that his life turned out this way. It's not his fault. Steve with the Q says, I actually got a bingo with a link. Thinly veiled anti-Semitism, recording in car, Illuminati, Idiot says they're a genius, and do your own research. That is a bingo. I did forget Gematria. Gematria also on the bingo card. But Steve with the Q, you indeed win the bingo for today, so let me write your name down real quick. and then we'll continue. So that's the official bingo winner for the day. We'll still play for fun. Cool beans.
All right, I'm just going to throw this one out here and then be done with it for a while. Anyone that's followed my channel knows
I can gift the sub. Cool beans.
Fascinated and intrigued and speak a lot about the psychological operations of the entire flat earth movement since its inception. It amazes me how many people are unable to consider the possibility that they've known that 24-hour sun was there all along before the algorithms started pumping flat earth on YouTube.
I mean, people have known that the 24-hour sun is in Antarctica for a very long time. Flat earthers denied it, but, like, most people knew who are aware of such a thing. I said we were doing enough Daniel Pratt for earlier. We still have this video. It's a short one, though. Oh my god, we got it. We got an absolute boomer take. Taz says... I'm sorry, I gotta do this in a voice. This is mean, but I got it. Smartphones? LMAO. More like dumb phones. After using that dang phone, someone can't even have a normal conversation without texting the whole time, or telling directions themselves. I think we have successfully identified the rough age group of Taz. We did it.
YouTube and other social media 10 years ago. Do you think it's not a possibility?
We're almost on a hype train. Minute left to start the hype train.
Brought their controlled opposition out here to pump that model and map and convince you that it was fake. The 24-hour sun was fake the entire time.
Gavizoa, thanks for 100 bits. And kicking off a hype train. If you want to help out the hype train, consider gifting subs, bits. All of these things help. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub.
With this little operation in mind, the entire time.
He did say algorithms. He did.
Maybe this was more aptly titled The Final Deception. To try to destroy God, discount any possibility of the firmament, which would prove beyond any reasonable doubt the flat earth and the creation if the firmament can be proved. And even as someone is out there with under 5,000 subscribers, like everybody says, if you want to see who's real, look who has under 5,000. Well, this Hamby guy does. And he's been putting a lot of work in showing this. And all those controlled opposition refuse to talk about it.
Controlled opposition on the bingo card. Hermetic Cuttlefish with a 5-stream streak says, come to that I've seen 24-hour sunlight in Antarctica when I was there. So fuck you, flat earthers.
We all know they use controlled
Gen X, that's a shame.
Opposition to the controlled opposition to keep you in false
66% to level 1 in the hype train. I have to pee real quick. While I'm gone, Chair will tell you about... Zap's voodoo chips. A little different from normal. There you go. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. Keep the hype train going. I'm back! Oh shit, what did I miss? Oh fuck. Nemesaur, thank you for gifting 10 tier 1 subs again. You did that earlier too. Thank you so much. Fennikagami with 40 bits says, I keep asking Taz who they are and the coward won't answer. Isn't it funny how conspiracy theorists keep telling us that they're brave, but every time you try to pin down their positions, they run away. They're so brave they're afraid of their own positions. Come on, which buzzwords are you? I feel uncomfortable reading this, but it's a quote. Jews, globalists, feminazis, the woke or Satanists. What flavor of crazy are you? Where in the pipeline are you? Phyllis Filler says the last guy's source. I love Titus Andronicus.
You know how Al Gore invented the internet? Well, he also invented a rhythm for it. It's a powerful rhythm. It's called the Al Gore rhythm.
Paul the Potato says, I'm going to bake pumpkin bread and make cookies after stream. I like catching live usually while I sleep. Oh, I'm glad you could catch it. Enjoy your baked goods. Moira Soma, thanks for 44 months at tier 2, and we are officially caught up.
Dichotomies and all lead you away from God. Every time. So, to be honest, I don't really care if they faked it or not. To me, it's far more glorious and fascinating to see how God, the power of his creation, is not fooling those that know his truth, believe his truth. It's fooling those that think they're fooling people away from it. So, you know, prove it's fake. Prove it's fake. I, to this point, haven't seen anything that proves to me it was faked, beyond a shadow of a doubt. There's anecdotal evidence, there's points, but for me to definitively come out and say, yes, it's absolutely faked, haven't seen it yet. So keep coming with it. More than willing to look at it. But
ever watch QI? No, I've not seen it. I'm familiar with it, but I've not watched it.
You know what? I've seen plenty of evidence of God's creation and how powerful and wonderful and awesome it is. And this is just another example.
Taz says, you can figure it out in regard to who they is. If you try to figure out who profits from creating artificial scarcity, it's like the same ones who control both sides of the supposed political parties. Oh yeah, that's JQ. That's 10,000% JQ shit. What an asshole. Minute left on the hype train, 80% to level 4.
Example to me. On that note, I'm done with it for a bit, because people...
Taz says, a smartphone is not like a computer. That's absolutely laughable. You're locked into the App Store and can't do anything outside of the parameters of your phone. Get real. Do you think Apple is the only kind of smartphone? Fucking get an Android and sideload APKs. What are you talking about? I've literally never owned an iPhone. I don't think he knows that smartphones aren't all iPhones. He doesn't know. He doesn't know about Android. 68% to level 5 on the hype train. Thank you so much, Unstable Deadbeat, for gifting 5 tier 1 subs and saving the train.
Are just going to argue, and I've been done with that for a while. So believe what you're going to believe, do what you're going to do. That's just what I believe. For the half a 2 cents of half 2 cents it's worth.
Reminder again that after this, we're going to do a patron and YouTube member only stream.
Pookie for sharing the live. Shout out Pookie. Pookie's in the chat. Tell your...
Oh, this is Nathan Thompson. Remember Nathan Thompson, who was excised from the Flat Earth community after allegedly stealing like $800 and an iPhone from other Flat Earthers?
Thank you, Pookie, for sharing the...
Not today, Trey. Thanks, though.
Live. Shout out Pookie. Pookie's in the chat. Tell your mom the earth is flat before Pookie does.
Sorry? What you said about my mom?
The earth is flat. I said Pookie said...
What you said about my mom?
I said...
What you said...
Oh, he's getting into arguments already. Good, good, good. Great. Moira Soma, thanks for gifting a sub and getting us over level 4 of the hype train. Or rather, was that over level 5? Level 5 of the hype train complete.
About my mom? What you say about my mama?
say anything about your mom. I don't know who your mom is. The cops are right there. Oh, you want to fight? Because I said the word mom.
Can I unfold my comic reading Android device for Taz? Sure, my phone is a foldable phone. It does the fold. Woohoo.
Oh, look, what are you doing, man? Come on. Oh.
Ah, pickles, $10. Come on, give me money. Give me money right now.
I'm sorry, why is he playing clips from, Do the Right Thing? No, what's that from? The fuck is that one?
Getting in everyone's face?
That guy literally just went to the police because I told him,
Don't be a menace, thank you.
tell his mom the earth is flat before Pookie does.
Steve with the Q, thanks for gifting a sub.
If that's not the funniest thing
Sorry I confused it for a Spike Lee joint.
you've heard all day, I don't. Type something funnier in the comments, please.
What a crybaby, dude.
Is
Oh,
he
you guys know
follow-
the earth is flat?
He following this guy around?
You know? They know. Chris, they knew. You guys know the earth is flat? Anybody know? The earth is flat, guys. You could test it yourself. All these pictures of earth are cartoons. You don't live on a cartoon anymore. The horizon isn't the curvature of the earth. My man, you know the earth is flat.
Remember when Nathan got arrested for harassing children? Lara Soma, thanks for gifting a sub to Paul the Potato. 28% to level 6.
He said it's flat, bro.
And that's the research I did myself at the library growing up. Every day, the earth is flat.
Yeah.
Graphics tell you as much, physics tell you as much, and science, they try to tell you not, but they prove it as much.
Sundry Clown Car, thanks for gifting a sub. 42% to level 6.
Flat earthers, dude. Look at Chris's flat sack of that transform. No way, you know what watching on TikTok, bro.
Shout out to the Autobots.
That big? No, I'm 6'4". Oh, okay, you're staying on. Yeah, this outfit's amazing, bro. Yeah, man, you're amazing, bro. So you're out here? Yeah, well, I live in Vegas.
Bro, we're out here right now on TikTok showing people.
This guy knows who I am. We live.
This guy right here, he's a smart guy.
Oh.
And he's gonna hook you up with the real knowledge.
What?
That's a shame that an Autobot is a flat earther. You'd think he'd know better being from space and all.
Let's talk about TFE for a quick minute here. TFE stands for the final experiment, according to Will Duffy, but it's not an experiment and it's not final. It's an observation of the sky. Most flat earth.
Did he just say he lives in Vegas? I guess so. Have fun with that. You just get to be around all the funnest people, don't you, Trey? Delete Laws, Nathan.
There's have been claiming for years.
Paul the Potato, thank you so much for gifting 5 tier 1 subs and getting us over level 6 of the hype train. Incredible generosity of the gift subs today. Thank you, everyone.
That there is no 24-hour sun in the sky for many reasons. Cut webcam footage, 3 fake videos. We don't say they're fake because we say they're fake. We say they're fake because they're provenly fake.
Everyone keeps saying we just say everything is fake, but we don't just say everything is fake, but this is fake.
There's tons and tons of reasons that we all believe that, and it made sense. But they went down there, they saw, Austin Whitsitt and Lisbeth saw a circling sun in the sky. Now, here's the question you have to ask. First thing is to take off the table. They're in a green screen studio. Bull crap. Not true. No green screen. And for those of you saying that there was a green screen because of that.
Oh no, Taz says I'm on vacation. I guess it would be. You're pretty quick before yeah, it's Christmas week, so a lot of people are out of the week off. Taz, don't you want to spend this time like with loved ones or something instead of this? Like, I'm not even telling you not to believe the thing you believe. I wish you didn't, but I know I'm not going to change your mind. That's fine. Why would you not spend this time around the holidays with people around you that you care about instead of arguing with people on the internet which is the worst waste of time ever, and you have the audacity to complain about people, stuck in their smartphones, just because you're no-lifing it on a desktop computer running fucking Linux, has nothing to do with whether or not you're wasting your time in a digital hellscape. Jesus. Anyway, Fennikagami says, Taz is flexing wealth now. He's giving off I'm not owned mentality so hard. Scary9000 says, hey, I'm new to the stream. Welcome. Glad to see you.
Glitch on Will's video. I'm going to show you again exactly how it happened, right? So
thanks for following. And
I'm no defender of Will Duffy. I probably at the top of the list of people that dislike him. I don't trust him at all. I think he's totally lying, and that's just my opinion about everything. So
Kaz says, I'll be the judge of what's considered wasting my time, LMAO in all caps. You're also the judge of the shape of the Earth from your own personal opinion, and it's not going well there, so...
There's two possibilities. One, there is a circling sun like Joe Hanvey's video where he made the model that really models what we saw, and it's biblically based. It's a real model, a real-world model. Globe doesn't have that. And...
The Globe doesn't have a real-world model? They do! It's called the Globe!
It works with matching the observations there. So there's a lot of flat earthers that have predicted that for years, and there's a lot of old videos that show that. But most of us...
How's my Christmas? Don't know, it hasn't happened yet. But doing all right.
Just didn't believe that. But it doesn't matter whether we believed it or not. We got the first observation, we can call this, and they saw something. The other option, which I believe is possible, some people think it's impossible, that was a fake sun projected into the sky.
He thinks they projected a fake sun. Believes sci-fi technology exists on the bingo card for thinking you can make a fake sun in the sky that's realistic.
Sun simulator, not that. Something completely different. Now, Austin and Jaron will swear that's the real sun. They're getting sunburned, but they're not thinking what I'm thinking. But whether that's 0.01% chance or 10% chance, it doesn't matter. Either there was...
I think it would matter if you had any sort of data, but you don't. So you're just throwing random percentages out.
Was a fake sun, or there was a...
Who was Taz? The person in YouTube chat. Flat Earther.
Real sun, a reflected sun like Joe's model. Either way, it doesn't change the shape.
Taz says, if we're no threat to the globe and not to be taken seriously, you sure spend a good amount of time addressing us. Why not address Hollow Earth or Concave Earth? I have addressed literally both of those things on the channel before. Today we're covering Flat Earth, because that's the topic of today. I cover all conspiracy theories. Why are you talking when you don't even know what you're talking about? And this is what I talked about earlier, by the way. When you actually do talk to these people, just interacting with them gives them the sense that they're on the right track. Why would you be talking about this if we weren't right? In my personal case, it's because I am fascinated by the psychology of delusion. I find it interesting. I find conspiracy theories interesting. I just don't think they're true. That's why. Thank you for that incredible hype train, everyone. Thank you so much.
Of the Earth. It doesn't add curvature. It doesn't add axial rotation. It doesn't make space real. It
I got a cute emote. It's like a gingerbread frog eating itself. Nice.
NASA real. It doesn't change any of the evidence. We used to think that a circling sun in Antarctica, some of us, not all of us, a circling sun in Antarctica was exclusive to the globe. But now it's not. It works on both. So the question is...
It doesn't!
There's plenty of things that are exclusive. I have a video called on my channel, DITRH, which you can watch after this, called The Real Final Experiment. And it'll never be done because the Earth is flat. So check that out. And here is what happened. So right now, I have my green screen studio turned on, but I don't have a green screen. This is real. Touch it.
Taz, there are fewer Hollow Earth people. That's why. Like, genuinely, you're asking, why does Flat Earth get talked about more than Hollow Earth? Because there are as few Flat Earthers as there are even fewer Hollow Earthers or inverted Earthers. I have talked about them. I've watched their videos. I've debunked those videos and talked about them. but there's far fewer of them than there are flat earthers. It's a proportionality thing.
Right? This is real back here. Right? Here's my, well, there's a bottle. So that's real, but my green screen studio's on. And you see a little glitch right here. Something's going on there. So I have a green patch. I'm going to put it right on where that guy had his. And as he moves around, this is all you saw.
At the very least, he's not trying to pull the green screen thing.
This is it. And then there was a weird shadow that came over. I tried to make a shadow. I got too many lights here. And the shadow looked weird. That's because it made it less green, and then it glitched out and it showed the shadow. So this is all that you saw. You just saw the guy moving around. This is the background.
What?
That's it. So
sorry, this is annoying. Taz says, so you need to go after Flat Earth because there's so many? I thought it was a ridiculous idea. Why are there so many? Can't have it both ways. Are you under the impression that people don't believe wrong things? Or don't believe crazy things? You're very wrong! Many people believe many untrue things.
So
like every single person, inclusive of myself, believes things that aren't true. You know that, right? You know that, right?
You made a video. Listen, we have tons of proof. We also can make judgment mistakes. So if you made a video about this, take it down and say, oh, you know what? I didn't know that. Now I know how a green screen works. If I didn't use a green screen, I might have been jumping all over that one too, but here it is. So this is exactly what you saw. I'll show you the video again of what Will showed, and then compare it to what you're seeing right now.
Taz says, yeah, people believe crazy things like Bigfoot, but there aren't people like you running hours and hours of streams trying to battle them back. I've literally covered Bigfoot also! What? And there are literally, like, Bigfoot shows. What are you talking about? Why do I care? I explained that to you because I am fascinated by the psychology of conspiracy theories and the construction of the mythologies that conspiracy theories create.
Right now as I move around.
Because it's interesting to me.
That's it. All right. So Earth is flat. The final experiment is nothing to do with the shape of the Earth.
Yeah, we had a cryptid stream earlier in the year.
Of the luminaries in the sky, in the heavens above, literally the heavens above. And if you think that man can figure out what's going on in God's creation,
is Bigfoot still a bingo space? I don't think it is.
That's pretty hubris of you. So again, the final.
Yes, there is Bigfoot content. There's probably less of it, but it still exists. And it's different because, how do I put this? The kind of people who believe in Bigfoot, how do I put this? This is gonna sound so mean. This is gonna sound mean. In my experience, the kind of people who believe in Bigfoot are, like, generally nice people who might be a little hippy-dippy, might be into some weird stuff, but by and large, they're people who like to walk around the woods and, like, look at broken twigs and be like, I bet Bigfoot did this. Flat Earthers are people who tend to be more confrontational and angry and evangelical in their beliefs. That's why it comes up more. Sorry, Fennikagami. Fennikagami said, notice on how even though the flat earth model is also CGI, they just accept it because it confirms their feelings. There is no photo of an entire flat earth, only drawings, but hey, it confirms their feelings, so it must be true.
Expedition, whatever you want to call it.
Like when Marantz came to my streams to complain about why I only talk about him, yeah, I've come to recognize the stages of dealing with someone talking about you on the internet.
Is what it is. It doesn't prove the shape of the Earth. There's scientific proof of the shape of the Earth. If you have any proof that the Earth is not flat, let's see it, because we haven't seen it. We haven't seen it. Observation of an impossible light in the sky. Think about this, too. Gases violently fill the available space. Open up a soda can, instantly equalizes. But if you take gas and put it in space, helium and hydrogen that defy gravity here on Earth, for some reason, if you have enough of it, it collapses and creates a gravitational burning ball that burns 640 billion tons a
yeah, gravity's a thing, man.
day or a minute or whatever the number is. It's ridiculous. and it has gravity, holds onto the Earth and holds onto Pluto, but it ignores our moon. When our moon comes around the Earth towards the sun, don't you think it should speed up a little bit and slow down? Right? Shouldn't the sun's gravity, since it's holding on to Pluto, shouldn't it mess with the moon's gravity? Or the globers say that, oh no, the Earth's gravity overwhelms the sun's gravity. Globe mental gymnastics is...
It's not mental gymnastics to recognize that gravitational pull, like increases when you're closer to the mass?
Exhausting, right?
What?
Look at the real science. Believe nothing.
And yes, the moon is also orbiting the sun.
Verify everything. And, but the thing is, we sent our 2 best guys down there, and now everyone's turning on them. Everyone's saying, oh, they were in a green screen studio. They were not. We were FaceTiming with them. We were talking with them. They were walking around. There's hundreds of cameras, right? Yes, Will Duffy went down there with a bunch of deceivers. There was a lot of things to be questioning about what happened down there. Why did the Globers get there 2 days before? Why was it cloudy for months, and then the day they got there was blue sky? Why did they have to leave a day earlier? There was a storm coming in, but then there was a whole group of other people coming in to enjoy the storm. I don't know. Maybe it's just flights that were affected. There's lots of issues. And then the shadows, that's interesting. Let's look at that. But the shadows, some of the shadow videos I've seen, there's curved, the land is on a hill, so the shadows are looking different.
Yeah, weather control on the bingo
It's
card.
not perfectly flat. It's not like a frozen lake. Again, everybody relax. Earth is flat. Doesn't matter, right? It's provably flat. So chill out and don't turn on our best guys.
See you, Taz. I think that's well, I want to cover any of this. This is a
What's up?
3-hour-long stream.
And SunCalc actually calls for the 24-hour sun. They predicted that there was, because that's what SunCalc says. Whereas guys like Eric Dubé for 10 years said there is no 24-hour sun in Antarctica. And then once Will...
All right, I think we're probably done for the day. About time for the patron and YouTube member-only stream. So thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed kind of analyzing and talking about the stuff that Taz was saying, too. Interesting. So, I'll be back soon to do the patron and YouTube-only stream. Rather, patron and YouTube member-only stream, so keep an eye out for the link to that on your Patreon feeds, as well as your community post tab if you are a member on YouTube. And yeah, let's see, who are we?
We need institutions.
We will raid Mooncat. Oh, there's a hydrate. I will do that real quick. And then we will raid Mooncat. My last drink. We did it. Oh, sorry. Trey said, Flat Earth is one of the most widespread conspiracies that doesn't have a large culture around it in communities. Things like Bigfoot can unironically act as a cultural touchstone for certain communities. Despite its size, compared to other groups, Flat Earth does not have any communal touchstones that it can be built around and benignly integrated. Alright. So have a great night, everyone. I'll see you at the next stream. If you're coming to the Patreon and YouTube member stream. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, wait, no. Tomorrow I have electrolysis, so I might not be streaming tomorrow. But I will certainly be back on Tuesday for Tinfoil Tuesday. We'll probably avoid Flat Earth stuff since we covered so much of it today. But we'll have tons of other stuff to take a look at, which will be great. Probably some Christmas-related conspiracies, because it will be the tinfoil before Christmas. All right, have a great night, everyone. See you later.